Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good Wednesday evening. And here we go with another one of these. So tonight we're going to be painting some Bushido, which you know I'm a big fan of, and I'm really liking this model range. It can be sometimes hard to get a hold of. What I mean by that is Bushido it's you can find it a lot of places, but finding the actual models you want to build your faction and that sort of thing can be a little bit of a trick here. So I am gonna let's see. Let's go ahead and just hop into for the hell of it, hop into our on-air section in my Discord. We'll pop that open and we'll see if anybody pops in. If not, no biggie. We're just going to paint. And tonight we're going to be painting, like I said, Bushido. And I got some really big boys tonight. We're building a special theme for my Silver Moon Trade Syndicate faction, which is called Yokozuna's Revenge. Let me see if I can get maybe a little bit better focus on this guy. So hang on 1 second while I try to get that. Let's see if I can get. Ooh, there. Whoa, right there. Right there. I think you can see the best amount of detail on this guy. So this is Yokozuna, and he has his own warband theme, which we're painting tonight. And you can see he is not a small man, but we're painting him and his boys. This is kind of a scrunched up Wu-Tang symbol there, so we can try to get that a little bit better. I don't know that we can get it much better. Hey, what's up, man? Thick boys. Yes, it is all the thickness with these boys, but super fun to paint. Super fun to paint. You know, how often do you get to paint gangster sumo wrestlers that have the most ornate tattoos, right? I don't think you can see much here, but you can see he's kind of a volcano back there. I'll show off some of the tattoos I've been working on, and he's got this like you can see it's like a demon thing with the ocean. So it's got like a demon thing with the ocean there, and then the volcano on the front that you can't really see on his uh, just because of the way he's standing right now. I want to paint in the ties around his sort of wrestling armor there. We'll paint those ties black. Right. It's hard to get me away from my favorite yellow and black theme, but I decided back when I started Silver Moon that was what I was going to do with the non-rose models, right? So non-rose models are not, or essentially the models that I intend. That's not straight. Look at that. Whoa, that's not a straight line right here. It like curves as it goes down. It's not straight. Let's make a thick line to try to correct for that. Yeah, anybody who wasn't a rose was gonna be yellow and black, right? Yeah, and it's a little thicker than we want typically on these, but I don't know, man. Am I gonna be able to fix this? Yeah, I'll just we'll paint the actual straight line there, and then I'll come back, let that dry, and clean up that line with the sand yellow that I've been using. But yeah, let's have a look at some of these models as I'm kind of working on various parts of them. They're very close to done, almost all of them. This is Fitiauma. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Fitiauma. Don't know. Don't know. I think I nailed that one. But he has, if you look here on his belly, he's got a little dragon, and then he's got like fire on that side. And yeah, they are all rocking the Wu-Tang. He needs maybe a little bit of blood on his tonfa. So I want his tonfa to look like they got a little bit of old blood on them. I'm not going for a fresh blood look. Going for an old blood look. So I'm not going for dark rust either. That looks a little too red, but let's add just a touch of brown to that. See if I can get like an older blood look out of this. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'll show you my favorite one. We'll do a little tour of the tattoos here. All right, so just little bit of blood effect around the edges of the weapon, right? Right. Just wanted to make it look like he's used these a few times on people, right? There we go. All right. So Fitiaoma, he has the tonfa. He has a katana too, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe there is no. I mean, he has no stat reason for a katana, but anyways. So there's him. Here's the other big boy here. This is Malosi, and he has one of my favorite ones. So he has this kind of landscape here, and then he has this tiger that's just sort of, let's just say the tiger is sort of photobombing this, which I think is super funny. I want to give the tiger a little more character, right? Because it almost looks like a Snarf from Thundercats. What's up, buddy?
Can you give me some water?
Oh, sure, I'll get you some water. Yeah, hold on one sec, son.
While you're up there, could you get some for me?
You want water too? Okay. Looks like we're in for a water break, guys. Let me just get a whoa. Kind of covered up the tiger eye there for a second. But I can do that real quick. You can get these back in pretty simply. There we go. Okay, let me hang on one sec. I'm going to go AFK for just a second and grab these guys some water. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Looks like you're asking if this is contrast or speed paint. There's speed paint done to kind of block things out, and then I just come in and paint it. Right, um, so there's still some detail I can do on this guy. I'm not sure how much detail I want to do on him, because he's got kind of a nice clean look as it is, but I should probably paint the borders in for his armor. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's paint in. And just kind of stick with the theme here. Right, so we're gonna so we'll just paint that in. Right, and the individual the little plates are gonna be just fine like that. If I really want them to pop, I could hit them with a wash and then go through and try to like individually highlight them. But it's not. I don't know. I don't think it. Sometimes you can over detail a model and it doesn't do anything to the model, right? You still like I think when you're looking at a model this big, most of the time you're going to be looking at you want to look at the tattoo anyway. It's the coral golem, which I just flub the mini of the month all the time, honestly, because I'm usually working on other stuff and it's just like, oh, this is just another mini I need to finish quickly to get back to the stuff. All right, I want to get back to painting my own Bushido so I can get it on the table, right? But let's continue to liven this boy up. Right, use all vampiric flesh on the bandages. Right, so this is like that pallid bone speed paint. And I'm just basically just base coating over that to get you. Alright, so you can see the detail on the wraps. The skin is not speed paint. That's actually a bunch of AK paints, and then I use there's a P3, not their regular flesh wash. There's like I think it's called Kazaki flesh or something like that. And then this is AK Radiant Flesh is the topmost layer there. But yeah, I mean he's looking pretty sharp. If I wanted to, I could really kind of make the necklace pop. Let's do a little bit of that actually. Just the hard edge. I'm just gonna highlight the hard edge with ice yellow. So you got to be careful with this. You definitely don't want to overdo this because it'll look weird. But I just want to give that all the coins like a reasonably hard edge, right? Okay. Hey, what's up, Mike? Nice. You and Katie had a good laugh. That's good, man. I'm glad they arrived. Sorry it took so long. Things have been really busy at work. So usually that's like if I'm popping from one of my labs to my other lab, that's usually when I stop in at the little mailbox. But have not had the opportunity to do that for a little while here. So you can see we're just getting a little detail on Melosi's mallet here. So I hope you're doing well. Also, I've been working on the tokens that you got for me, which are super cool, but like they were in the state they arrived in, they were very difficult to read. So I've been working on that. It's not the cleanest ink job, but it'll do, and they're gonna look fine on the table, right? And that's pretty much all you can really ask for here. All right, so a little light on this little. I don't know what they call it. I mean, it's kind of like a mace to us. That weapon always reminded me of like the maracas. Ooh, you had to stay late at work? Oof, yeah. Yeah, usually the summer is kind of my busy season, and that's good too. It's fortunate that my wife is home from teaching because she has to kind of run the show here while I'm working. Losi, so cool. He needs a back tattoo. I should probably think of something. But are you bringing out the big boys? Yes, probably. Because, I mean, look at them. Why wouldn't I want to try out these big boys? All right, so let's go. So from Melosi, let's move on to the next one, who is Manu. Manu. There we go. And Manu, he has this cool fish right here. Now this is actually his navel. So don't be confused. That's just I was gonna originally use that as the eye of the fish and have the fish going this way, but that's okay. But yeah, this is Manu. We need to work a little on his Wu-Tang symbol is a little on the messy side. Well, actually, they all are. They're not great. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually the least cool part of their tattoos right now, and I need to kind of fix those. But oh, that's the wrong yellow. It'll work. It'll work. So let's see if I can get this to land in the proper spot, and it looks like I did. Okay. But yeah, Manu's looking pretty cool. He has that fish kind of jumping out right there. Do you want a serious question? I don't care. Surprise me. I don't know. I could do either. You know me. I'll just talk. You ask me a question, I will have no good answer, but I'll give you a 20-minute answer anyway. That's the joy of this stream. Is you guys are just catching me working on other stuff, and you're catching stream of consciousness, and I could be completely wrong. Right? That is the risk you assume when you ask me a question while I'm painting. But man, how fun is this guy? I'm a fan. I like him a lot. Let's get a little. Junebug is in the room. When did that guy get in here? Decided to fly at me while I was trying to paint. It's a warm day. A lot of bugs flying around, and we had the patio door open earlier, so I'm gonna paint his little knuckles there. This is the guy. If you're gonna paint E Honda, this is the guy you want to paint. He's definitely your E Honda. Let's go back to Yokozuna for a second, because I want to clean up his big thick line here. Oh, make it a thinner line. A thinner but a straight line is what we want. There we go. Okay. Do the E Honda face paint? I could. What's up, Chris? My tenants left her window cracked today. There's tearing the screen. 20 flies. I know, there were flies everywhere because of the rain. Oh, I don't know. I want to do the E Honda face paint on him. I'm just worried I may screw it up. It would look so cool, though. It would look so cool. Let me look at a reference photo of E Honda. Come on, Google search for E Honda. It's just showing pictures of regular Honda cars, but what about E Honda? We'll let that load up for a minute. No, it's just Hondas. I'm gonna type in Street Fighter. Stupid Google. E Honda Street Fighter. Here we go. I mean, it doesn't look that hard. The close-up, the face paint is different than the sprite, right? It's not that hard. It's just 3 stripes. It's just a stripe here, here, and then there, there. I mean, let's try it. You want to try it? Let's try it. Right? What's the worst that could happen? I just have to repaint a face, which sucks, but all right, so basically I'm going to pick 2 points on his head like that. And just draw the line down. And then equivalent point on the other side. Draw the line down. Sure that we're still good there. Right, and then there's 2 more. There's one kind of stripe here around the eyes, right? So it goes around the eyes like that. and then down. And then this one just goes down from the nose. Okay. Same thing on this side. Down from the nose. And then this one, oh, well, and then across the eye and then down. Right? Ooh. Keeping the line straight is a bit of a challenge. Huh. Alright. He's pretty cool. Let's I gotta clean up that little corner though. Little bit. Yeah, this is your E Honda if you're gonna fully paint an E Honda Mini. This is the time to do it. I have that Ninja All Stars E Honda painted like E Honda, but this is pretty dope like that, right? Okay. Okay. So that was a nice bit of detail. Thanks, Chris, for that suggestion. So let's see. We got Manu, we got Fitiauma, we did Malosi, we did Yokozuna, and now for the final dude, who is the coolest dude if you ask me, and he's not even in faction, but you are allowed to bring him in for theme, and that is Lua. Check out Lua, dude. He got that dope octopus, which needs a little bit of cleanup. But he got that dope octopus tattoo. He's a pirate. He's a sumo pirate, right? Like, what's there to hate about this dude? He is badass. Check him out. He just does not. He's got this dope axe. He's got a little Wu-Tang flavor right there. He's pretty dope, but he doesn't have. I don't know. So Yokozuna, I had to give him a back tattoo because he doesn't have. Like, there's no great place. There's a little volcano there, but there's this little demon on the backside. But yeah, this guy though is. I love this dude. But yeah, that's. I was gonna go with a red octopus, but the purple octopus I think really kind of screams a little bit more of a cool factor. Plus, that's kind of the faction color. The Jung is like a magenta purple. And I'm gonna paint the base now. So I'm gonna paint the base purple. So so he'll still have his faction color on the base, and then this is a water effect here too. I actually need to paint a little bit of like foam around that. Um, let's see. I don't want to do white. Maybe. Oh, this is actually a pretty nice color here. We could use this like snow blue. I just want to paint in a little bit of chop. That makes sense. Around the top of the water. Right? And I'm just going to stipple it in, right? Just a little bit of chop like that. I may have gotten a little too clear on the blue. Right, the water looks a little too shallow. That's cool. And I just want this to have a little bit of hair on it, right? Because it's just barely choppy. Just a little bit of a water chop there. But Lua he's dope, man. He also, I don't know, he might also get some face paint too. What do you think? I think he would also look pretty cool with some face paint. Or is that just Manu's thing? Straighten up the lines a little bit. There we go. Okay. Let's paint in the base here. And I got to remember, because I have not painted, I haven't even built the rest of his faction. The Jung Pirates. I don't even know what their gimmick is. They just seem to have cool. We're gonna go this amethyst blue instead of a purple. They just seem to have like sea creatures. Maybe that is the theme. They just have access to sea creatures. Let's see. That's a long question. Let me get started on this. Let's go ahead and read that question. I'm a little intimidated by trying to wrap my head around painting Ryujin, the Jung Water Dragon. Oh, yeah, the dragon thing? Yeah. Jason wants that. We got to get, okay, for Chris and Matt, you guys know, we got to get Jason in. we got to get Jason into Bushido, and then, I do have half a mind to like, maybe just build and paint the pirates, right? And then, with the exception of Lua stays with me. My thought was maybe I just build and paint the pirates because I like the faction, but I don't know. I'd have to try them out. But one thought is I could just like sell the already built and painted pirates over to Nelson, and then there we go. Then we got Nelson in, right? Right. So then we would have Nelson and Jason in. If I did that, right? Just here you go, Nelson. Like that's hard. That would be hard to say no to. Like here, it's already done. He's gonna, charge you a little bit more than the retail, and you already got a faction. You're good to go, right? What? Huh? Plans? Anyway, let's see. You've been hobbying, painting, gaming for a hella long time. What is something that you're happy is pretty common now compared to when you started? Probably for me, the best thing that became common versus when I started is access to paint tutorials and technical paints, right? Nobody knew about technical paints when I started painting and gaming. There was inks, and we used inks, but we didn't know how to glaze. We didn't really know what a wash was supposed to do. We just would slap that crap on. We would also use like the tester's gloss paints and not know what those are. There weren't a lot of guides. You couldn't, the internet only had, the only thing you can find on the internet regarding the gaming hobby would be like people doing, I remember somebody designed these units for Eldar they were swooping hawks that had the fire dragons meltaguns. Most broken thing you could think of, right? But because it was on the internet, we thought, oh, it has to be like an official thing, right? It has to be chapter approved. So, so we went ahead and we just ran with these like super broken units. Forge World 2, originally they were just like they would just make these just they would make casts of stuff and then not Forge World. I'm sorry. Before Forge World, there was a company called Epicast. Some of you guys may remember Epicast. Epicast basically just took the kits that were from Epic, and then they would make them 40k scale, so you could field, you could field like wave serpents back in the day, in like second or yeah, second edition 40k. That was like the only way you could field something like a wave serpent. Um, and the rules were just ridiculously broken on stuff like that. But yeah, you know, all the stuff that we don't know how to do now, you can just find something on YouTube. You could find a tutorial now. Somebody way better and more creative than you has already figured out something, and they were nice enough to just share it, right, for free. Right? You didn't have to pay to go to their special class at Adepticon or anything like that. They're just like, here's how you do something, and here's how I did my cool thing, and you can do that too, right? That's what I like. Um, that's probably for the gaming hobby. That's one of the coolest things about today as opposed to back when I started. Is there's just a lot more information out there, and then the other thing I was saying too, there's a lot of um, there's a lot of technical paints and things that they just didn't sell before. You know, definite. And I'm not even talking about contrast paint or speed paint or anything like that. I'm just talking about like nice washes, good inks, things that were designed that are purpose built for miniatures. If you wanted to buy inks and use them back in the day, it just wasn't intuitive to the rest of us. We thought that you had to go and buy the Citadel miniature paints or the tester's paints, right? We had that level of stupidity. It was either, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy these Citadel paints, and they're the only ones in town because those work. And generally, it was because you tried the tester's paints prior, and it didn't work out the way you thought it would. But like, if you were gonna go buy ink, speaking of which, I actually need to use this. You would have to go to the art store and buy ink. And that's very counterintuitive for a miniature gamer that like never really hung out in art stores. Like, you didn't know you had to do stuff like that. You didn't know that you had to. For a while, we didn't know that you had to varnish your miniatures. We just kept painting over and over again. You just get crustier and crustier. We didn't thin our paints correctly. We didn't thin. Some people didn't thin at all, and they're just like caking on this like mud on their on their miniatures, and you're like, and you would see stuff like online. Uh, Here's an example here, right? So you would look at online. You might look at something like this. I'm still working on this dude. Um, because he's like, hey, these guys join the table later, and you're finishing them they're more important to get on the board than you, vampire guy. But yeah, you'd look at this and you'd go, man, this guy must have spent years outlining every single plate, right? And every detail of this armor. This guy must have spent like his whole life painting this one thing, right? But we know now that's not true. There's just all kinds of tricks that you could do to get to something like that. Um, Fur and dry brushing, right? We have to learn all that stuff. So, uh, let's see. I'm going to read. Young can be beater, sneaky, or control. Different captains and their first mates have different playstyles. Yeah, I have. So I have the water. I forget what it's called, like the water lady or something. That was the starter I got. And I again, I got them because I was so sad that I couldn't get the Iron Fist Gumi Then I was like, fine, Junk Pirates, and I just clicked on it and just picked a random Young Pirates thing. And I was like, yeah, this one has a bunch of sharks. I'll pick the shark theme, and that'll be cool. I'm assuming that's probably a combat heavy theme. See, it's probably not even something I would want to play. If I'm gonna play combat heavy, I'm gonna play big ass boys. You know what I'm saying? Big ass boys with fish on their bellies. Like that's what I want to play. If I uh, shark boys are gonna be super fun to paint, and we'll see if we. I don't know. I'll give them a shot. Let's just keep an open mind and see if I like them or not. But I will say, like, I love my Jade Rose, even though I can't win a game with them. I still love them a lot. It's like that's the play style that I really like to play. And then these guys are going to give me an alternative to play. When I want to play more like beat 'em up style, right? I can play these guys. Man. Also on the table, I should point out, is I also got the Kabuki guy. So I got Cade. Wow, the white on his face disappeared. That's weird. Did he just not? He just didn't transmit through or something. Their control game's pretty wild. Yeah, let's get some of his color back. Right? But yeah, this guy's pretty cool. You can see he's got the Jade. I have him in the Jade Rose base scheme so that he can, because he's gonna swap in and out with my old lady, because they both kind of run that like almost spell casting support for the team. When Bushido, as soon as CQ gets some Bushido, we'll throw an event. Totally down for that. All right, so that's where these boys are, but I want to work on something else too while we're here, guys. Cause I was it's just making a mess. But so just to show you, here's the right. I've been working on getting these inked. Not the best jobs, but now you can read right what these tokens are. Some of them I was using a different ink and they're a little scuzzier, but they're gonna work. They're fine. Where's my controlled? But yeah, I'm gonna ink up some more of the tokens here, because these are the rest of the tokens that came in, and I believe so. You get 10 of these, which I don't know what these might be the AP. I don't know if those are the AP or if these are the AP. So Michael, whatever insight you might have, Is that AP or is this AP? Right, and then you also have these, you have the poisoned tokens and that kind of stuff. You are throwing a tournament, a food truck shows up. What are they serving? What? I just get to, okay, the long ones are active. Okay, okay. That's, and then these, what's this? Is this key? Yeah, key. Okay. So it's right now, it's more important to ink the activation tokens than it is the key. And this should be pretty simple because unlike the other tokens, there's no like hard border. But you get 10 of these. I don't know if they'll fit in my, they might be a little long, like the ammo, it's a little long to fit in my little token case. These look like they're, oh no, they just fit diagonally. But the ammo, these cool arrow guys, unfortunately, I don't think those will fit in my. And then there's some, like, I don't know what these are. I don't know. I mean, it looks like a quiver to me. There's the cool Torii gate. I'm not sure what the Torii gate is. But the rest of these are pretty self-explanatory. You have like bleed and poison and burning. All right, so all these boys are the activations. Okay, so let's ink these. The red fan is reload. So this is reload. That makes sense. All right. Oh, the Torii gate's a pass. Cool. I do not think, yeah, that Torii gate unfortunately does not fit in my regular holder, but I will have a few of these in my bag just to. But I'm gonna kind of just ink. I'm gonna ink what's important right now. So what do I have there? That's 10. Okay. So we get 10 of these. All right. And here's how I've been inking. This actually might work. This will work a little easier than the other style of tokens. I just need a bigger brush to do this. So let's get this big old honky brush. Oh, I said a bad word. Sorry, honkin' brush. Sorry. You get banned from YouTube. And I need. Ugh. Where is it? I think it's over there. There it is. Okay. Right. So I noticed something. You have Vallejo black ink, which is not terrible. It's actually decent. I use it for a lot of stuff. But what is super, super dope for this kind of thing is my main man, AK Carbon Black ink. This stuff is nutballs. Okay, I'm gonna mix it with the MIG thinner to make it super, super thin, but that Carbon Black ink keeps its strength. And I'm only gonna do like 2 or maybe 3 drops of the Carbon Black to like 8 or 9 drops of the thinner. Two looks like it's gonna be enough. This stuff is so strong. but it's super cool. If you see it in CQ, the carbon black ink, and you need to do something like this, this is a great job for that. If you try carbon black ink on your miniatures and you don't thin it, you are going to be in for a rough ride, right? So all I'm going to do is just go straight over like this and let it, with the paper on, and just let it do this, right? Then I just let that dry. I usually let these dry for a couple hours at least, sometimes overnight. Right. And then you just come back and you peel the dry paper off, and it'll stay, the ink is going to stay right in there. And I know I can't read the kanji, but I need to do this just so I could tell what side is up, right? And I wonder, do you use these like Arena Rex where when they've spent 1 AP, when they have all their AP, you don't put anything next to them, and then when they spend 1, you put the token face down, and when they spend 2, you flip it. That's probably how you use these, right? Arena Rex, that's a cool game. We'll break that game out at some point. That's a fun game. All right, so we'll just ink these guys. And I'll use white ink for the key tokens. Right now we're going to do black ink on all of these and the condition tokens. The nice thing is the condition tokens are color coded, so even if you can't read them, you'll kind of know what they mean. But these tokens really give you a nice like feel of the game. Game accessories to me are very important. I know the game comes with like the cardboard tokens and that sort of thing, and those are functional, but I love good gaming accessories, right? I just got these Legion poker chips, and those are super nice. And I'm having a love-hate affair with Legion right now. And it's like the poker chips might be the main reason why I want to get a game in this weekend. Is I want that tactile feeling of the poker chips when I'm playing. I feel like all games could benefit from having poker chips as part of the mechanic. Let's see. Yeah, they're important. I know this one guy in North Carolina makes some cool rulers for Arena Rex. Oh, cool. Okay, let's start painting. Let's do all the poison. For all you Ito guys. I'm probably just going to do the center characters. I'm not going to do I won't do the borders like the other tokens. The borders never come out clean. So we'll just do these, right? Just the word and the kanji. Man, I'd love to get in some. Would I ever do a class at a convention? Probably not. And the reason why is I'm just not. I'm just not skilled enough to do that. You know, I'm a mediocre at best painter. And really, the only thing I have going for me is that I'm very productive, right? I couldn't teach anyone a special technique. I couldn't teach anyone a style. So, yeah, that's not going to be in the cards for me. Okay, need to make more bug. Like, found itself trapped in a under a pile of my paint. Teach a productivity where I know, right? How to finish your projects. Step 1. Yell at yourself. You lazy ass, get up and paint your shit. I don't know. Okay, my son said I'm cussing a lot. He has to. Um. No, honestly, that's not the motivation is uh, something you derive yourself, right? For me, uh, I use a couple of different motivations. Like one motivation is money, right? If you're so I usually have a commission to paint, um, and I will always work on the commission before I paint my own stuff. I always do. I will always work that way because painting under pressure of somebody else's deadline works better for me than painting under my own deadline. I know that sounds weird, but that's just how my brain works. Um, so that's cool. Uh, that's one of the main motivators. The next motivator for me is I like to paint for like certain goals to get stuff on the table. So, and I'll tell myself these mini goals, right? So, for example, um, I the this Yokozuna clan or theme, I told myself I wanted it ready by Thursday in case I free up Thursday night and I can game. Well, okay, I'll have another faction ready. Last week I painted probably close to 100 Star Wars Legion minis in a week. And the motivation there was I wanted to play in the tournament. So having that goal kind of pushes me to do that, right? How many have you won any painting awards at tournaments? Yeah, I've won a few. Uh, you know, I've even yeah. Let's see. The last one I won is I probably won a best painted team at one of my own Guild Ball tournaments. I think that might have been the last one I won. The exact opposite. I hate having the pressure of a commission. Oh, no, see, yeah, I I just work. I'm one of those people. I just work better under pressure. Um, I also tend to work better when I'm angry for some reason. Like if I'm angry about something, I'm more likely to put in the work, and work just a little bit harder. Yeah, right. If you're like, oh man, Wrath of Kings World Championship is coming up next month, and I want to have all my stuff ready. That's a good motivator. But yeah, I don't know. I I don't know what that is, but I don't think I'm alone. I think there are other people too that work better when they're under pressure from somebody else or something else, right? Rage pain. Uh, I wouldn't say that the anger thing works that well for painting, but it works in a lot of other areas of my life. Um, right? So like if I get angry, okay, I'm gonna disclose a little bit more information here than it's. Don't worry, it's not nothing disgusting, but um, one of my pet peeves is if I'm walking around my house, uh, I don't. It drives me crazy if I have to step over stuff, right? If I have to walk around or step over something because something is misplaced or, there's just mess on the floor or, laundry's not put away or something like that, or if I'm trying to wash my hands and there's like dishes in the sink and I can't properly like get my hands under the sink like I want to, that will piss me off. And it will piss me off to the point where I need to clean. And once I start cleaning, then I got to clean a bunch of stuff, right? That's a good motivator for me. If right, so like, oh man, there's all this crap on the floor, and I'm like kicking stuff, like I'm trying to get from one side of the living room to the other side of the living room, and I'm kicking stuff on the floor. And then I'm gonna stop and like clean because it just makes me mad. Um, and I'm being hypocritical because right now, if I were to walk across the floor of this room, I would be kicking up my own socks and some of my shoes and stuff. And yes, there is a bag of Legion. My Magna Rack bag is on the floor right now. I'd kick the bag full of my own minis in it, and I get mad. One of the other, speaking about like motivators for cleaning, yeah, see, rage clean. Yeah, see, rage. You know what I'm talking. Like, if you're mad, something's in your way, you don't like it. You'll like. I don't know. I know I'm not the only person that does that. Um, but yeah, the other like another motivator would be. Uh, we used to watch Hoarders. You remember that show, Hoarders? We used to put that on TV, and it would make us clean. Like my wife and I, we would like it would motivate us to clean our house because we're like, oh hell no, we're not gonna, no, we don't want to end up like that. And you're looking at somebody's like house where they can't walk, like they have to crawl over their own trash to get around the house. Um, I I knew a lady who was a hoarder. She was she really was afflicted by that, and it was kind of the saddest thing because she ended up dying. She died in a fire. Her home, which was just like, full on hoarding, trapped her in. She died underneath her own stuff. It, that's like it's like the most tragic thing, right? If 310s are all early 20s, yeah, rage cleaning. Oh man, rage cleaning gets me. It maybe maybe I shouldn't be proud of that fact, right? Maybe we shouldn't be proud of rage cleaning, but it does work as a motivator. But for painting, I don't think I've ever. Okay, no, 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 no. I did do rage painting before, uh, and it was kind of a funny story. If Jake were here, he would appreciate this. Um, Back during our Malifaux days, me and Jake, we headed up our Malifaux community, and there was a guy in our Malifaux community that, you know, he painted everything. He's and like, yeah, okay, let's applaud that. Good on you. He used to say stuff that was a little little on the hot take side of things that just would kind of stir people up. Like an example of that would be he would say that if you if he sets up his minis across the table from you and you haven't painted your minis, then you're being disrespectful to him and the game, right? He used to say stuff like that, and I'd be like, granted, you know, we're talking on Play It Painted right now, uh, and that used to be like I used to be like, wait, dude, what? Anyway, he would say stuff like that, and it would just kind of we'd have a good laugh about it. One time he really kind of made me mad. One time is he said this. This is when uh, non-metallic metal was starting to trend pretty hard. If you remember, NMM was like the big deal. Everybody has to learn how to do NMM. Such an important part of painting, right? And he would say he couldn't do NMM. He was struggling with it, like we all were. Everybody struggled with it at first, unless you were like one of those super heavy duty pro guys. Um, we all struggled with NMM. We still do, right? It's just still not the easiest thing to do. But anyway, he used to say that if you did NMM, you were pretentious, right? You were being pretentious and stuffy because he didn't know how to do it himself. The same guy who told you that you were disrespecting him and the game if you lined up an unpainted army across the board from his. So it made me so mad that I went on and painted the rest of my entire Malifaux collection, all of it, without touching a single metallic paint. Because I was so, and I was like, I just want to make sure that whenever I play this dude, that he will always see that there's no metallic metal. And I play Arcanus, right? I played Arcanus, which they have a lot of, they had a lot of robots. They had a lot of, cybernetic stuff. And I painted that. I painted all of that in NMM. I did it mainly to spite this dude. So, because I knew it would just get under his skin if I did that. Uh, but yeah, I guess that was an example of me actually doing some rage painting. Um, uh, so now you know that me and Matt will rage clean, and you know that there are certain ways that I will end up rage painting. uh, I don't know what I mean. Those are the main motivators for me for painting. Is you want to get it's so cool when you finish something like you finish a theme and you put it all together and you're looking at you put it on the board. That is like the one of the best things about the hobby period is just like when you put your stuff down and it's all doped out, right? And then you get your ass whooped. But at least like look when we get these boys on the board together, look, it's just gonna be the beef. It's just Arby's. We have the meats when all these guys go on the table. Like that's so cool. You could look at my right if you were. I can't do this with the camera, but if you were to back up and just look at these guys all together on the board, I don't know. I'm like, man. I, so what if it's not my best paint jobs? It just looks cool all together. It just looks really cool. So anyway, just thought I would. That's a nice motivator. Is having the aesthetics of everything kind of done and fitting a nice theme for you. All right, let's do some key. And I do not want to paint these black. I want to paint the key white. So we are going to use white ink. for this. There's a bunch of this. Right? Notice that Homeboy is still waiting to be done. Who knows? If Bing shows up tomorrow night, maybe I better finish that guy too, right? In case I end up in a game of Warcaster. Yeah, the moment when you finish a crew army so satisfying, right? And so, but yeah, it's a good motivator. And if you think about the pace at which I paint, I get that feeling like at least once a week. Pretty wild, but you're like, yeah, there's a, even if it's a squad of Legion stormtroopers or clones or whatever, getting a set of those done is super satisfying. Especially when you have Anakin in there and you can do all the hilarious Anakin quotes. Something nice about seeing all the armies on the board painted, they don't have to be painted, just the group look. Exactly, right? You just go in for a theme and it looks really cool on the board. It's, like I said, it's by far the best thing about Legion is like, damn, that's such a cool game. When you set up the board for that, it's so cool. The rest of the game, eh. The rest of the game is we'll see, okay. Right? And playing with friends and talking trash about Matt and his OP-ness, like that would be fun, right? That's the fun part about those games. Is like, you can play those with your friends and that'll be fun. All right, we're gonna try white. We're gonna try the white ink on these key tokens. Yeah, that's like super satisfying. When I first put my Warcaster stuff down and I played a demo, it was already all painted. So that already made the demo like better than it could have been. You didn't play Legion. I know. We're just preemptively preparing for your your 3 Spider Droid Legion list that we're gonna hate super a lot. I think I need to add the acrylic thinner, because this is not flowing that well. So yeah, even Legion has a place with me. I just love to hate on it, but it's for what it is, right? Roll up your boys, shoot at my boys, and I shoot back, and we laugh at my die rolls. Like that's worth it. I get to talk trash on Star Wars. Worth it. And like I said, I'm somebody who does not like the traditional war game. But this is entertaining enough even for me. I think if you objectively compare it to, like I said, and I do this, I've been doing this a lot, but you compare it to 40K, objectively, it's a better game than 40K. So there's that, right? Activations are nice and simple. The game should be pretty smooth, but I don't know, for whatever reason, the people I was playing with they just weren't running it very smoothly. I don't know. But yeah, for what it's worth, that should be like a cool shoot 'em up game. And I know I'm going to have fun playing that with my son anyway, so there's that part too. I was my son is like, I was telling my son, I'm like, you'll probably get into 40K at some point because it is a fun universe, and you would be discovering it for the first time. You'd like it, so Don't feel bad if you want to play some 40K. But he's now like, no, Dad, I think, if we can play this Star Wars game together. We could play MCP or something like that. So I'm down with that. You're down to your last Warcaster? Nice. That's right. You guys tuned in to watch me paint some Bushido, but now we're just painting tokens. Yeah, this should look pretty nice though, when all is said and done. I did really like the Fifth Legion, those clay poker chips. That's officially my favorite in-game mechanic for Legion is throwing poker chips around. There we go. Officially like that the most. The movement tool bugs the shit out of me. It's MCP. The movement tool bugs the shit out of me. The range tool bugs the shit out of me. It's just 6-inch bands. Very simple, right? And the the dice really bug the shit out of me because you have to use their dice, and they have the stupid blank faces, and I hate that. They don't even have switches like Aristea. You can't buy anything cool with the dice. You just sit there in sadness. You roll 9 red attack dice and get 2 hits, and Matt rolls 5 blocks with his white defense dice, and you just get mad. Just blaming Matt for shit preemptively. Yeah, when the tokens make the click, yeah, right? But them poker chips, man, pretty hot fire. I know Strictly the Worst used to have, didn't they have poker chips for something? I forget. They gave me a poker chip for something. I don't remember what it was. But them clay poker chips are so dope. I decided when I make my miniature game, for sure, gotta have clay poker chip. It's used for something. I don't know. We'll make up a game mechanic that uses it just so we can use it. All right. Okay. So there's the key. Let's do the pass token. Will the reloads fit? They might. They're pretty dope pass tokens. You do like the command card mechanic? Some nice. Yeah, that's a pretty cool mechanic because it's like that is like the Guild Ball plot card mechanic. So I like that. It's just not as cool and tactile as the draw activation token mechanic. I'll put these. Oh, Placebo Pete, what's up, man? Yo, Did you get your Rokon yet? Did you get your Rokon yet? That's what we want to know. We got another Bushido player in the house, people. Yeah, yeah. And he's playing some Temple of Rokon, which Bing picked up too. So we have a local Temple of Rokon player. And then we got our man Placebo Pete here. So I don't have an applause button, but yeah. These must have been a huge surprise. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'll show off those Star Wars poker chips here in a second. It hasn't arrived yet. Dude, the first time I ordered from GCT, it took like a couple of weeks, right, for that first one to come in. And they screwed up. They didn't have any Jake stuff in there. Then we put together the crazy order that was like well over 5 bills worth of Bushido, and that showed up in a week. All complete. So there's that. All right. You also picked up Minimoto because I struggle to not play. Yes, that's right. You got to have 2 factions, or at least 2 crews. I'll be next week. I should be working on my my Jung Pirates. All right, let's clear these out because I want to show you guys the dope poker chips. Oh man, that made me so. I was so jealous the day Chris and Jason were playing some Legion, and they both had poker chips, and man, did I feel like a sucker. I felt like a sucker. Like, man, I was not invited to the party, the poker chip party, and I felt so bad. I was like, dude, I gotta get poker chips. I gotta get poker chips, or that's it. I'm quitting Legion. Like, not even kidding, guys. I'm like, man, because I was at the Legion tournament, flipping through my pathetic card tokens. Like, man, this is wrong. And only one of my opponents had the poker chip, but I just like, dude, feels bad. Like, let's see. All right, let me get these poker chips so we could look at them. Hey, check out some E Honda action. Please, Pete. Hoot. Look at these big boys. Look at the big boys. Look at the tiger photo bombing on the tattoo there. This dude, octopus dude, so dope. The big boys are so cool. Gotta love big boys. Anyway, all right. Get all of the tokens off the table. Then I gotta peel all the tokens. I used to have people that did that for me. Anyway, let's see. All right, let's look at some Star Wars tokens. I'll turn off the light here. All right. The coins. Yeah, they all have. So all the boys have different tattoos. Like this boy has the dragon burning the thing, and then the leader, he has a volcano on the front, but he has angry demon thing coming out of the water on the back. So, anyways, all right. Legion tokens. So you get a big ol', these are only, this is $35 at 5th Legion, and it's like well spent, right? Listen to that. Woo. Now, this little pattern, not my favorite, right? It's not my first choice. It's not what I wanted. It is what they had in stock. Um, and also, you can see it's not as thick as um, a standard poker chip. But for 35 bucks, that's not bad at all, right? And you get your um, your full org chart basically. I'll show you what the generic looks like on this particular design. Hold on, so you get six core, right? And you get, here's the generics, right? I'm like, what the hell are these? And it's just sort of like generic symbols. Oh, but that's nice, right? It's so nice. I feel like I'm just gonna throw out some chips while I'm playing Legion. Be like, oh yeah, here's my, give me $2 yo bet. Throw that 11. Of course, Legion doesn't have numbers on their dice, but yeah, I don't. This is just nice. Just such a nice tactile thing, right? It's like when I tell people when we weren't playing Malifaux, like the thing I missed the most about Malifaux was shuffling that damn deck, right? That retro Fate deck, the tactile feeling there, just how satisfying that was. Always so cool. But yeah, these are cool, man. I may order another set for my son if there's a set in stock that I like the look of. Might do it because they're cool. A raising, right? It's so cool. I love that. Yeah, I'll look at the designs and see if there's another design I like. And I haven't opened. I got the essential pack thing that I haven't opened yet. But see, you get the cardboard tokens, and it just makes me sad. I don't even want to show it. Right? And cardboard tokens are okay, but like, look at Michael hooked me up, man. I got these. They're so nice. Right? And then when you put them in here, this is them inked up. Looks like mahjong tiles. So cool. Man. All right. I guess we should work on this boy. I mean, he's coming along. He's kind of like mostly done. You just need to continue to work that the yellow bordering, because it's privateer press and everything has dumb bordering on it. Oh, just to put the bordering on it. People love painting bordering. Have you seen Scorn? Just paint it red and just border. Right? Menoth. Menoth is all bordering, guys. Bordering sucks. It's annoying. It's just tedious. I don't know. I know that there are painters that like that. They're like, oh yeah, I like to stay in the line and just keep painting a straight line all the way across my mini. There's some painters that like that. I do not like that. I like blending skin. It's one of my favorite things to paint. Right? I like blending skin. I like highlighting edges of armor. I don't like painting in full borders of cloaks. It don't do anything for me. it looks cool, the final effect, right? It's a nice effect when it's done, but yeah, it don't do anything for me, man. And look at how blocky it is. It's a cloak, but it's still Privateer Press Volvo blocky. Privateer Press does, they make some interesting aesthetic choices to make everything feel kind of blocky. Yeah, like Chaos Space Marines. Hated that. I'm like, I used to yell about that. I'm like, these guys are supposed to be like throw all the order out the window and walk around in the void. Who the hell is stopping to paint all of that stupid bordering on their boots and stuff? Like, oh, I worship the gods of the random gods of the warp. Time to put all this gold bordering and shit on my armor. What? I was blessed. I was blessed by corn to wear Dumbo ears and paint bordering. I now have to have brass bordering on all my red armor. It just never made sense to me. Also, I hate 40k, so it don't matter. The gods. Right? Wouldn't you think like Chaos Space Marine armor, and you can see this in Nurgle. At least Nurgle kind of makes sense in that sense that it's just like diseased stuff. They just start getting bloated and their armor looks like trash, right? It looks all messed up. And you're like, that's cool because that's chaos, right? Slanesh, they have the Noise Marines, which, like, that's a really cool concept, but again, they don't. Slanesh is a sore subject for me because they were my favorite. That was my favorite Chaos God back in the day, and I did have a Slanesh cult, back because I used to think like that's the real evil. The real evil is the thing that you want to bang typically, right? It's not real evil isn't like, I'm evil in your face, like, I'm the evil god of evil fight. To me, evil is about temptation and, seduction and, right, debauchery. And Slanesh was supposed to be about that. And then all their stuff is just like, but I'm a Marine with a guitar. And, the at least the old demonettes, they look like they could tempt you. Now they don't. I guess I hear that they kind of look like they do again, but I don't know, and I don't care. Um, but yeah, that was a big pet peeve of mine. I'm like, that's the god of seduction. Why doesn't it seduce? Anyway, look at hair metal Vlad here. I am Dracul. Don't look at me. I'm a vampire. Vampire. He's not. It's sad if you're not a cool if you're not a cool vampire, you get clowned so hard. Right? If you're not Blade or some of the other cool vampires like Blackula, you're just an Edward Cullen or whatever the hell that guy's name is. Oh, I missed. Look at this. This is supposed to be yellow border back here too. Right? And I believe, I mean, I could do that yellow too, but I don't care to. All right. I think the next part is let's kind of make his weapon kind of look a little more like steel. You could sell yourself for sweet, sweet guitar. It was a cool, like I said, it was kind of a cool concept. Because it's like, right, because sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right? That was Slanesh. And I'm like, yeah, I'm down. That's cool. Wait, is this the right? Yeah, that's right. But somewhere along the lines, it just everything got too generic, and right, and all the pieces started to look the same, and you're like, oh, okay, another buff guy, no biggie. What is going on here? There you go. It is I, Vampire Swordman. I am Vampire and a Swordman. Right. And I want a little bit of I want a little bit of the orange in some of this, just to help give it the. Maybe I go blazing orange, or just the speed paint orange is fine if I can find it. There's my cool chips again. What do I do with my speed paint orange? Cannot find. Oh no. Right, fine. Let's do blazing orange. Is fine. You're going to bed? All right, good night, Michael. Thanks for popping in. We're pretty much towards the end of this particular feed anyway. I'm just going to finish Vampire Boy. I am Vampire. Why not play Warcaster? There we go. I don't even know what I'm doing. So many border pieces. Whatever. Right? Looks okay. We're reasonably happy with this guy. All right, let's go ahead and do our little black. There we go. So tomorrow, if I free up, I now have a second Bushido crew, and I have an 8th unit for Warcaster. Haha! And poker chips for Legion, in case anyone wanted to Legion tomorrow night. I doubt anyone will want to Legion tomorrow night. Except for Matt. Matt will definitely want a Legion tomorrow night. He'll show up, he'll be like, bro, I picked up these spider droids. What do you think, bro? Damn it. You're the Warcaster Rules for Warcaster is good. The factions and models are so... Yes! Samey is the word I used when I painted up my Warcaster. So you can blame our friend Bing for me playing Warcaster, because he was like, who wants this Warcaster starter set for $30? And I was like, oh, damn. Do I have a spare stat card for the Iron Ward? I probably do. Let me see if I could find, while things are drying, let's see if I can find it. Hopefully I do. I mean, I did have a whole other box. I think these are my gold foil cards, but sometimes there may be an extra. Oh, I totally, look at this. So these are my gold foil Wrath of King cards, but the Twilight Knight, we never really get to talk about her stats. Look at her defense chart. Lots of dodges, parries. Hit on an 8. Move 7, willpower 6. 2 resilience, 2 wounds. Pretty nice. Definitely a rank 2 specialist. Deployment zone C. She can be taken in, I believe. She can be included in any force regardless of faction. Her melee is 2 dice. If this attack targets a model with a larger size, it gains a +1 die. If the target is size 5 or larger, this attack gains an additional die. And then it's got follow through 2 on that sword. So she has a bunch of abilities when she's attacking a larger target. This Twilight Armor, this model may not be targeted by magic attacks. If a dodge is generated against this model, and this model is not killed, this model may perform a free sprint action. So it's kind of like those, what are they called? The Shalehan ladies, the Iron Lotus ladies. She gets that run. Love that. That's so cool. Not bad. So you might take her if you're dealing with like Goritzi, and they're just going to field a bunch of wolves. Like she could wreck some wolves. Let's see. Red Willow, Iron Lotus. I got my War Stomper card. The rest of these are my gold foil cards. But maybe that's so cool. Here's the gold foil Kingdom Death. The Iron Eyes. I think these are all gold stamp cards. It looks like they are. Oof. I don't have one offhand. I mean, if you want to use one for the tournament, feel free, because I'll just use my, I can use my gold stamp card. Let me see if I can find one. But it doesn't look like, based on what I have here, it doesn't look like I have a spare one. Well, I'll look around. Maybe I have one. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, I think we are about at that time, folks, or we can just call it here, because we are basically done. I mean, he's done enough. Kevin asked about Bushido. Yes! We get Kevin to play. He will destroy us all. This is other Kevin. Yeah, he will destroy us all in that game. But yeah, worth it. Absolutely worth it. All right, I got to seal these guys. Let's throw a quick seal coat on them. All right, later, Pete. Thanks for popping in. Let's get a seal on these bad boys and then call it. Got to remember to bring my Warcaster bag in so I can have it load up Disc Boy and these boys as well, because they're in the same bag currently. My Warcaster and my Bushido is in the same bag. Okay, previously sealed everybody else on the table here, so it's really just this guy. All right. Clear out my airbrush. We should be good to go, guys. So, yeah. So next up for me, as far as personal projects, is going to be Young Pirates, and I'll probably paint a little. I have a Wrath of Kings Hadros character I've been meaning to paint, so I might just do that too. So anyways, that, my friends, is going to do it for this stream. Want to thank everyone for watching. I don't know why. See, you got done. Vampire guy. Vampire! That's going to do it for this stream. Want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.